So what was the first thing you learned to make when you learned cooking? For me, it was samosas. Samosas are one of my favorite snacks, and I used to eat them almost every day. I used to go across across the street at a place and eat them every day. So that was one of the first things I learned to make. Today we're gonna do a little twist on samosas. We're going to bake them. I usually avoid frying in my home. I either buy fried foods or I just bake them. Usually I don't like frying, so we're gonna not fry them and just bake them. Today we're gonna make them a little sweet. Instead of using the regular potato fillings, we're gonna use lentils and we're gonna make them sweet. So let's see how it turns out. First, we're just going to take about half a cup of semolina and half a cup of all-purpose flour. You can just do this with semolina, but I haven't tried it, but it'll make it healthier. And then we're going to use about 1 tablespoon of ghee, which is clarified butter. Just going to put the ghee in, about 1 tablespoon of ghee. And then we're going to take water, room temperature water, and just put that in and crumble. Just mix everything together. Then just gonna take about 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, and then mix all of that. And just knead a dough using enough water. This has to be soft dough because you're gonna roll everything, so just make sure it's soft. Preheat the oven at 350. And then I have about 2 tablespoons of ghee here, and then these are the rest of the ingredient. I have saffron, I have cardamom, I have coconut flour, I have organic figs. It's sugar-free, it's just dried figs. Then I have dates, just plain dates, and this is just 1 cup of washed moong daal, which is moong lentil. It's not pre-soaked or anything, it's just washed. So we're gonna heat the ghee on medium and then pour all our lentils in. So we have about 1 cup of flour and then 1 cup of lentils. Just put everything in. Slightly tedious to get all of the lentils out. Make sure your heat is on medium. You don't want it to be too hot. Just mix everything. So we're gonna mix it and then just let it cook for about 3 minutes. As you can see, the ghee will cook the lentils. And it smells really good, just ghee and lentils. It smells delicious. And then we're gonna start adding the rest of the ingredients. So this is about 1 teaspoon of cardamom powder. And then a pinch of saffron. I don't measure things, I just estimate. So I'm assuming it's about 1 teaspoon of cardamom powder. And then I'm adding about a handful or so of figs and dates. My figs are really sweet, so are my dates. This is a sugar-free item, so we're not gonna add any sugar, but these 2 items make it really sweet. And then we're gonna cook it for another about 3 minutes on medium. Then I'm adding 2 tablespoons of coconut flour. You can just add dry coconut or not add coconut at all if you don't like it. But I like coconut, so I'm adding a little bit. And then we're gonna put it in a blender. Using the flat blade, we're going to blend everything. I realized a food processor might have been better, but I used a blender. So it took me about 4 or 5 tries to make it perfect consistency. As you can see, I used the flat blade. So if you have a food processor, just use that instead. And then it's soft and crumbly, so the texture was fine, as you can see. So we're gonna take the dough. I just covered the dough with wet paper towel while I was making the mixture. Just give it a good, just kind of knead it, and then make a little ball, and then roll it out. You want to roll it out in circles so you can make good triangles when you're cutting it in half and making your samosas. But if you don't like the shape of samosas, you don't know how to make it, you can just make it any shape you want. You can just make it a ball, or you can just make squares. Whichever shape you're comfortable with, you can make your item just like that. I like samosa shapes, so I'm making samosas. About this consistency. It's almost see-through, but not quite. Now cut it in half and then just apply water to all the edges. It's just plain water. And then fold it in the middle, make a triangle, and make sure you press the edges so it doesn't open. we're not frying, but you still don't want it to be too open. And then about 1 tablespoon of filling. You don't want to overstuff it, but you don't want to just eat the dough either. So fill it enough so that you have good seal. Now put water on the edges again and just close. Seal, seal, seal. And then that's it. Make your triangle. Now I finished making the rest. I think I had about 8, and then I'm just putting it in a tray, a baking tray. It's just a regular tray that I was gonna bake in. So just put all of them flat and then just put it in the oven at 350. So my oven's already at 350. So at about 10 minutes, I came back and I turned the oven up to 375. And then I cooked this for a total of 30 minutes. But if you just start at 375, you don't have to cook it for 30. You can just do it for about 20, 25. And then as you can see, it's slightly brown on both sides and cooked, and then it's easy to open up. And it's really tasty. It's just perfectly sweet. And this is the final product. Hope you like it. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.